What's going on, everybody? Matthew here, and in today's video we are going to be covering 3 product groups that you should absolutely at all costs stay away from when you're starting your Shopify business. And obviously, as you guys can see, the first one is pretty obvious, but let me tell you guys, stick around for the whole video because the other 2 will definitely surprise you. I don't see a lot of people talking about them. But anyway, guys, let's jump into it. But before I do that, I want to announce the winner from my last video's contest. He's going to be right here. He's going to pop up on the screen. So message me, you've won 15-minute consulting call with me, and we'll set up a time that works for both of us. All right, so the first product group that you're gonna wanna stay away from is copyright and trademarked products. Now, obviously, in the short term, this is gonna work. Like, you're gonna be able to sell, Marvel comic characters and stuff like that, especially when it's trending. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. So you will make money in the short term. However, in the long term, just expect to be taken down by Shopify, get a cease and desist, or, worst comes to worst, you'll actually get sued or like takedown notice. So that's basically a cease and desist, and that's usually what's going to happen. But basically what this all means is that in the long term, you're going to have to completely restart your business, your pixel, your website. I mean, I guess you can keep that stuff all for naught. So a dishonest business and kind of breaking the law to begin with is going to result in, bad karma. You can think of it that way. But in the long term, you're just going to be taken down and you'll have to restart from the get-go. So don't waste your time with this. The whole point of building a Shopify store and building an Ecom brand is the long-term business aspect of it. Short-term, yes, you can make some money and it'll be awesome, but long-term, you're going to get destroyed and you're going to have to restart all the way from there. And who knows what's going to happen in the future. By then, there might already be so many brands. It might be too competitive, right? Again, we don't know how long-term we're talking, but it's just going to be more difficult. So right now is the best time to start building a long-term brand. And we're going to be talking about that throughout this channel. So go check out my other videos. And here's some pictures. So here's this guy from the Avengers or whatever. I can't remember his name, but this toy is selling really, really well on AliExpress. Obviously, it is a trademark, especially of Marvel and Disney. So these guys are big and they're definitely looking to protect their intellectual property. And Star Wars keychains. So both Disney, and these are both very, very hot selling products. This one lights up. And obviously, whenever a Star Wars movie comes out, people are going crazy for memorabilia. The memorabilia for both of these industries is probably in the billions. So, don't fuck with these companies. They're going to absolutely rape you if you do. So stay away from these companies and stay away from copyright and trademark products. Anyway, let's jump on to the second one because I'm sure you guys have known about this, but I just wanted to make it clear because this is the most important one to stay away from. Next is going to be too many variations. So 3+ variations. And short term, you're not going to have a problem because you're probably going to be drop shipping this. But again, guys, the whole goal of this is long term, we don't want to be drop shipping. So long term, you will have very expensive orders from your supplier. So like I said before, when you're doing long-term dropshipping, you just don't even want to be in the business of dropshipping anymore. It takes too long. There's a lot of variability with shipping times from China. What you want to do is just get into a distribution center and get it to your customers as fast as possible, 2 to 3 day shipping. And that way you can compete with Amazon on so many different levels. And your brand is going to look much better as well. So when you have too many variations, these are the kinds of problems you have. You have to order a ton of units of different ones. So if you have 4 different variations that all sell evenly, you'll have to buy 250 of each of them. And then you're going to have to constantly be restocking one by one, and you'll be paying more in shipping and all that stuff. So it gets very, very difficult when you have many variations of a winning product. So demand is going to be very hard to predict. And as a result, your shipping is going to be all over the place. You're going to be spending a lot, and it's going to be very hard to put in bulk orders because you'll need very specific quantities of each. And inventory management will be difficult. Again, I've kind of just breezed over that point, but if you guys can imagine, just talking to a supplier and dealing with so many variations is always going to be a challenge. So guys, stay away from too many variations, and let's just look at some product ideas. I think I only have one. It's going to be iPhone cases. So let alone the colors. So don't even think about the different colors you'll have with an iPhone case. The issue is that there are so many iPhones to take care of. You have to take care of, 6 all the way to, what are they at? XS Plus. So lots of variations there, and a lot of them are the same, but I think it's going to be like 7 or 8 variations already there, especially if you're going down to the 5SC. And guys, the last one that I see so few people talk about is customs restrictions. Now, you won't really know this until you actually order the product. So this is something that you really have to think about. So products which are powders, health related, or even certain batteries might have trouble getting through customs. So you will not know this until you order a sample. So that is why I always say, when you do find a product that you want to begin selling, I highly recommend you order it to your own home or to somebody in the US. So if you have family in the US and you live, in Morocco or somewhere in in Europe that doesn't really do much. That's like outside of the big four, basically. If you have family in the US, it's best to order it to them or any of the big four countries because they have more or less the same customs restrictions. But the US is the most important country to test. This is overall just because of the way that dropshipping ends up working, where the US ends up being the bulk of your orders, but that's not always true. I had a store that absolutely dominated in the UK and didn't really do that well in the US. So again, the big four is the most important, but out of those big four, I'd say chances are that you're probably going to be most of your sales are probably going to be coming from the US. This is just statistically. And so here are some examples. So, like some bullshit cream or something is probably going to have some trouble in customs. What's it made out of? It's called Hang Fang, which is pretty questionable. So you'd probably be like, Hang Fang. But yeah, so nobody knows what this cream is. I don't know how the FDA works. I've personally never really done health products. I've always stayed away from them. And this like luxury powder stuff, again, it's always going to cause trouble in customs. So order it prior to starting to sell it, because once you actually do sell it and fulfill your first order, that's when you're going to have serious problems, right? Somebody's going to be like, hey, where's my order? It's stuck in customs, or there's a huge customs fee on it. So you want to be aware of all this stuff and price accordingly, or, change your product accordingly. So these are the three things that I'd say stay away from when starting your Shopify store and when you're actually importing a product and beginning to sell it. So stay away from these products, think about these issues that can come about, and build a long-term business. That should be the whole goal of this. Make sure that long-term you are safe. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, sign up for a one-on-one mentorship call with me, get all the help you need, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.